Welcome back, Hodlers. Today we're going to be talking about where we are in our DeFi portfolio. We're not going to go into specifics, but we're more going to target one specific exchange, and that is Polkaswap. We've discussed a lot of why I'm so bullish on Polkaswap and the whole substrate network of Polkadot, KSM, the whole whack of them. I'm hugely bullish on the ecosystem, interoperability, and an interoperable space. It gives better life for our market. So let's go ahead and get into it. Before I do get into it, go ahead and give me a like, subscribe to the channel for more crypto news and content, especially on Polkadot, KSM. The first thing that I did want to go over is the token price. So currently Pswap is sitting at 0.05, so 5 cents right now. I think last time we talked about Pswap, it was dramatically higher, but I know the all-time high that I remember it around 30 cents or so when everything was pumping, and obviously everything has dropped down. We've dropped a lot of value, but the good news here is that not a lot of liquidity has really left the system. Maybe the value of the token, but whatever is being put up as liquidity pools are basically just staying in there, so the exchange is fairly healthy. But let's look at the token price. So the token price is currently at 5 cents. Now, excluding what the current supply is, the maximum supply is 10 billion for this token. Now, I've been asked before where I think this token can go. And just looking at this chart looks really, really bearish. Of course it does, because we pumped up right when everything was just on fire, and then we lost all of that. But if you look at the Polkadot chart, it actually looks fairly similar to this. And usually with a big launch like Polkaswap, and of course it was just a soft launch, but with a launch like Polkaswap, it does just go through an extended bleed over time. And we have a lot of things that are still happening to the system, still upgrades and everything else. The system wasn't fully done when they launched it. So there's a lot more to still happen, which we're going to be talking about during this video. But if we're talking about the token price now, where are we going? And we've discussed exactly where Polkaswap was, where could it go, and I think a fair market cap, and that's what we'll discuss, not the actual token price, but a fair market cap is probably around the 5 billion to maybe 10 billion area. Maybe not right now, right this second, but maybe when the bull market's re-engaging, we'd probably see a number similar to that. If we do have something like a 5 billion to 10 billion, obviously it does bring us up to $1 per Pswap token. Of course, some people could see that as bearish, but I'm more talking about the short term, where we could go once the bull market re-engages. And of course, once we have a full launch for Pswap, we could see much, much more. But right now, I can only base it off of current market caps, what I see other decentralized exchanges have. And if we look at the Uniswap token specifically, that's roughly an 8 billion market cap right now. And Pswap right now really doesn't have that much of a market cap. Now, I know this says the total market cap is 1.5 million. I think with my calculations, if we have a circulating supply of around 78 million, and of course, I'm not sure what the actual circulating supply is right now, that's roughly a $3.9 million market cap. So to say that it would get to 8 billion anytime soon, I don't think that's very realistic. But once we do have a bull market re-engage, I do think 8 billion is easily to get in terms of where it could go. Of course, Uniswap would pump up because it's been here a little bit longer, but I am bullish enough to say that I do believe that one day, maybe not this year, but maybe next year, we could actually see Polkaswap rival some decentralized exchanges like Uniswap. So it could even surpass that market cap. There have been some recent updates on Polkaswap and some other tools used for Polkaswap. One big thing is they are putting upgrades on the testnets to make sure that everything's working before they're implemented into the real environment. And of course, we are still in the soft launch era. So right now, we're not at a full launch of Polkaswap. Of course, we can use it with our real funds and everything, but it's not the full-fledged launch of all the bells and whistles that we're going to get in the later period. But it's nice to have it now because especially for us that are super bullish on the system, we get it in early, we get to provide liquidity early, and hopefully earn a lot more than future people coming in before us. Because I think anyone getting into a system like this is going to be rewarded greatly. We're going to be talking all about the rewards as well. But they're just going over the standard things that are going to be happening over the next little while, what's happening with the app. And then they've also updated their whole token list on Polkaswap, so we'll take a look at that as well. But we can see an image here of how that works, just tokens under rewards. So that's fairly recent. And then another big thing is the Fearless wallet. Now, I have the Fearless wallet installed, but I haven't been using it. I don't think it's actually live. Like, I'm not sure if it's working. But it looks like they do have a demo coming through for July 23rd, 17 UTC. So a lot of things are going to be happening with this wallet, and I assume that this is just going to be bringing the functionality of Polkadot.js into an Android format, which I think is going to be great. But it looks like everything's still kind of up in the air on where everything's going to land. There are some proposals, so nothing is quite set in stone just yet. But hopefully soon we will have some details on when we'll be seeing the Fearless wallet. Here's a look. I think it looks very sleek in terms of wallets go. But of course, once we have DeFi and everything else, being able to run through these wallets, I think it's going to open up the corridors for something like Polkaswap because so many people use mobile phone today. I'm not one of those people. I'm a good old desktop person, but I know a lot of people do their trading on their mobile. So again, SORA is this new ecosystem creating this whole new world of DeFi that we're experiencing now. They're implementing a lot of this infrastructure on the Polkadot and KSM networks. And they're working to increase the cross-chain capability of Polkaswap for the future. And obviously that's where we're going to go, is interoperability. And then we have the Fearless wallet coming out for better accessible DeFi and a better cohesive look that's run on, I believe, if I'm right, the Fearless wallet is run on the KSM network. Oh, it looks like they're on both. So, and of course, I think you can go ahead and download this on your phone today because I know I do have a version downloaded on my phone. Just to go over Polkaswap, now I haven't done anything else other than like provide liquidity for Val and Pswap tokens, so I do still have those. I've been adding to these pools a little bit. Of course, in terms of my rewards, now we talked about these rewards here. These are just the fees that are being charged every time somebody does a trade. So these are where you can find the rewards. You obviously can get them here from the reward section rather than going to the Polkadot.js wallet and going through all the RPC call instructions. You can just go ahead and sign and claim here, and it tells you exactly how much SORA you're going to be paying on the gas fee. The last thing that they updated on the DEX is the listed tokens. So they do have a list of all the tokens here that are available to trade with. So of course you can go through and find out exactly which tokens are available. 171 tokens is actually a pretty big list of tokens. So I'm fairly happy to see that. And hopefully this is going to boost activity and especially trading activity within the ecosystem. Now, with our liquidity pools, we've discussed with our liquidity pools before. We're going to go over exactly what the vested rewards are going to be. But just to give you a brief example of this, I'm providing liquidity on Pswap and Val. Now I'm earning 119% APR on the liquidity pools. So that's roughly 20.23 Pswap every day for every ZOR that's in the system. And any ZOR that's in other fields other than Pswap, Val, ETH, and DAI goes to a 10 Pswap per day reward, which comes to 59.83% currently. And the percentage, I believe, is all based on the Pswap to ZOR value, but I could be incorrect in saying that. So what I mean about vested rewards in terms of that, now vested rewards means that they stay within the system until a specific period is done. So we will eventually be getting our token bonding curve. So we discussed that in a live stream. But if you go to your swap and you're swapping, say, Ethereum into the system, and when you swap Ethereum into the system, so we search ETH and swap that, you get the option up here to essentially go and switch it to the TBC, the token bonding curve. Now, when you buy from the token bonding curve, you do get some Pswap as a reward from buying from the bonding curve because you're essentially minting new ZOR into the system and using that ETH as collateral within the bonding curve. It increases the value of the system and increases the stability. It's the whole tokenomics on basically why ZORA is such a powerful system because it's going to maintain its level. So it's going to still move up and down, but it's going to be more gradual. It's going to be more of a stable coin. And not to confuse it with actual stable coins like United States dollar coins. It's nothing like that. It's just more stable in how it moves. But again, it is just the token that represents the Pswap DEX. It's the network that's on it. Val, of course, governs the ZORA network, and there are a slew of other tokens that do many other things. Our liquidity rewards are also vested, so that is the liquidity pools that I'm currently providing. These two asset pools, essentially, I won't get those rewards until that vested lockup is received back to me. I believe that's going to come once the integration is built within the Pswap DEX, but all our rewards are being accounted for. I do know that they're trying to find ways to show us those rewards exactly, But to what I understand, there is no way currently to see exactly how much rewards we've earned other than what we've earned by fees. If you do know a way, just let me know down in the comments below. But that is it for the Pswap, Polkaswap DEX, and the Pswap token, where I think it's going to go. Of course, right now we're in a bit of a bearish trend, but Pswap, the token, is currently at 5 cents. I remember I entered SORA at around maybe $400, $500 every SORA price, and now it's currently sitting at $163. So right now is probably the time that you get involved in something like this if you're not already involved. I've been adding on to my DeFi bags through Pswap, and I'm going to continue doing that because I'm incredibly bullish on where I think the system is going to go, and I'm super bullish on where we're going to go in the long term. So if you like this video, go ahead and give me a like, subscribe to the channel for more crypto news and content. Of course, we're going to be talking more about Pswap, Polkadot, and KSM. And of course, last but not least, happy hodling.